Okay, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. The card that you have as what's going on this week, you've got number 44, the sacrifice. Now, 44, two fours adds up. You know, four is like the stable foundation that you're building for yourself, that kind of thing. But 4 plus 4 is also 8, the number of manifestation. This sacrifice is about giving up something to receive something else. Okay, so I do feel how this is more a materialistic possession thing. For some of the air signs, but potentially it could be a lifestyle or a living situation or a job thing or an emotional connection thing. Okay, whatever this sacrifice is, nothing is worth your integrity, your morals. Like I really feel an upside down feeling here, and it could be financial or it could be, you know, emotional. I'm emotionally upside down. I'm giving too much of myself. I'm allowing others to have what they want, even though I know that I'm not in alignment with this. I'm sacrificing my needs for other people's wants or pleasures, this kind of thing. However, this could all be within you, especially with this appearances card here. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, appearances indicates that there is so much more valuable things going on beneath the surface. It's not all about the fancy cars, the nice clothes, looking beautiful and attractive. It's not about what people can see on the surface. It's about the quality of life below that. What is being sacrificed here? It's funny because my inspiration behind this card would be like somebody who works a minimum wage job but gets a fancy expensive car with a really big car payment to make it seem like they have it all together, like a rich person. That is not sustainable. We want other people to see our best sides, and sometimes that causes us to act in ways that stretch our means. And that's kind of what I feel here for the air signs. It's like, I don't want people to know the truth of what's behind the surface. So I'm going to keep pretending that this is that way, but it's at a cost. It's at some kind of a cost to you. Now, if you're willing to pay the cost and make that sacrifice, most definitely co-create with spirit, okay? And I really want to say that this card here about what can help, Major Arcana number 17, the star, I even referenced this earlier, but this is that card. This is about the wishes, the hopes, the prayers that you have for your life, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and how it takes time for that manifestation to unfold and come to pass. Okay, it takes time. We don't just snap our fingers and have all the money, right? We don't just snap our fingers and we got it all together. No, we have to sacrifice things. We have to be diligent and disciplined and work and put one foot in front of the other. And that is how you achieve anything that is sustainable in life. I want to say this is like, oh man, I want to win lottery so I can bail myself out of this situation. I've got a 1 in a million chance, but I'm banking on that one for sure. That is not realistic at all. So there are some sacrifices that need to be made around physical possessions or the way that you want to present yourself to the world that may be inauthentic. I don't want people to know that I have problems or gray hairs or wrinkles or whatever this could be. Okay, I don't want people to know that. Well, you don't have to share that with the world, but if you're expending extra energy to keep that facade held up in a reality, that's like keeping a secret. That's a lot of energy to expend a fake persona when other people don't matter that much. How you feel about yourself matters. And when you're having to pretend like you're something you're not, then your inner self doesn't feel so good about the real you. This star is about having faith that those things will eventually come, or that you will make peace with those things that you don't necessarily have peace with in this moment. Holding that space for better, for authenticity, for love, and recognizing that these things come at a cost. Like when you look around and see other people who have all kinds of nice stuff or have it all put together, big nice jobs, wonderful marriages, lots of kids, whatever you see, oh my God, look at them. They had to sacrifice too. It was not all sunshine and rainbows. There was a time when they were wishing and hoping and praying for that kind of life, but they jumped on that, and you can too. But it takes time and willingness, effort, consistency, dedication. It's not going to fall in your lap. You can have it. I also want to say To those who are just wishing that they can pay those payments, you know what I mean? Like, there are sacrifices that can be made, but that is a pattern that is not sustainable. So, you know, fixing something or correcting something one time might be doable, but deciding to undertake something that is biting off more than you could chew, that is something that's going to put you into a deficit. And Spirit really wants you to reevaluate that situation, at least right now at this time. Maybe it's not the right time for all this stuff. Maybe this is beyond your means right now. But if you save and put some money aside and work towards it in that direction, it won't be such a hardship later. And it will be something that you can sustainably keep in your life. Now, that's not for everyone. Take it where it resonates. I do feel the need to hold up some kind of a facade of well-being. For Gemini specifically, the card is number 32. Everything is beautiful. So even our flaws are beautiful. Even our problems are beautiful. Even if your car isn't the nicest or your house isn't the cleanest, you know, where's your fucking heart at? Okay. Appearances indicates that someone can be totally gorgeous, attractive, a 10, but have a heart that's black and tarnished and ugly. And that diminishes the quality of that person. Everything is beautiful. Gemini, appearances aren't everything. What runs below the surface is what is lasting. That's what's beautiful. And Spirit is calling you to look below the surface and recognize what kind of lasting things you have in your life that really matter to you, because it's not all about the possessions. It's not all about how people see you from the outside looking in. It's how you feel being the person who's living in your body and living the life that you have. Everything is beautiful. Wow. Libra, you also have card number 12, hotline. This is interesting, right? So for Libra, I feel something a little different here. I feel like this is you making phone calls like crazy to try to rob Peter to PayPal or make this happen for yourself or someone else. Some kind of sacrifice that is being taken from one area and added to some other area that is of a physical necessity or even a desire. Okay, so I feel this hotline being lots of phone calls or lots of communication going back and forth, trying to make this happen. I want to say to you, Libra, we've said this before. It takes an aspect of maturity to say no. I'm sorry, but this is not realistic at this time. It takes an aspect of maturity to say, well, we can't do this because now we're going to have to do that. I've had this unexpected repair or some kind of thing, whatever. I feel here how Libra's just trying to make it through. And I kind of feel others who may be pushing on you from the outside and urging you to do this or that when you know, like, it's beyond your means, beyond your control, but you really want to make it work. This hotline says, you know, if it's too much, if it's all over the place and it's too hard to make it happen, then it's not the right time to make it happen. And it's okay to just say, not right now. This is just not doable right now. But when the time is right, it will be easy. When the time is right, it will flow. I also am feeling there for Libras to try not to gossip. This hotline, making phone calls, talking about this, that, the other person, or boasting about whatever, who knows, that kind of stuff can sometimes come back to bite you. So that sacrifice could be you sharing information and boasting about it, you know, to others or whatever, and it coming back around like, hey, why did you even say those things? Or I can't believe you told them that. I didn't want anyone to know, this kind of thing. So Libra, just be mindful of what you're sharing also, and how involved you're getting, because I can feel how something does not need to be given, but there's pressure on the surface for it to be done. And you want to please everyone and be the people pleaser and fixer. And so you want to stretch yourself thin this way, that way, get a loan. I don't know. And Spirit is saying it just might not be doable. And it's okay to say so. Aquarius, you've got the card number 48, sticky wicket. 4 is about the stable foundation that you have built for yourself or that you have going on. 8 is about manifestation. That adds up to the number of 12. That's 1 and 2. That adds up to 3, which is a catalyst for change. When things get sticky and challenging, that's when we have to make a change. I can see how there is a certain status quo here for Aquarius that is suffering in some kind of ways, okay? And I'm having to sacrifice my time, my money, my efforts, my pride, whatever this might be, to make exceptions, to continue holding up whatever this is over here. But I have faith that things will work out and be okay. I just want to say, no stretching beyond your means. Focus on the sticky wicket, which is the intense problem right in front of you, just one at a time. When you're able to knock this one out first and then the next one out and the next one, then I feel like you'll be in lighter energy. But as long as you're trying to uphold these appearances and not actually address the problems that are lying beneath the surface, that is going to create more dissonance for you, because your prayers aren't going to be answered to solve all these problems. You've got to take actionable steps. There's that aspect of sacrifice here. This is not what you want to deal with. This is not what you want to do. But unfortunately, it's in front of you right now, and it's the right time and the right move to make. So you've just got to buck up and do it. Sticky wickets have to be worked through just one little bit at a time, one baby step at a time, one problem at a time, one moment at a time. However, sometimes you've got to crumble and say, man, I need help. You can't keep holding up appearances because you don't want people to know that you got problems, but sometimes you need assistance with those problems. Sometimes it's just too much to hold this up and deal with this at the same time. So Spirit says, let your fucking hair down, stay in your sweatpants, don't get out of bed if you don't need to, but take care of this. It doesn't always have to be what people see on the outside. You can let this go for just a minute so that you can work on this and then come back to this, refresh, feeling better, all those things. This may even be in a better perspective once you deal with this. I'll just say that for Aquarius. And that is what I have for the air signs today.